If you're looking for the best VR controller in 2023, so you have come to the right place. Whether you're a gamer, a creator, or someone seeking the cutting edge of virtual experiences, we've got you covered. In this video, I will show the top 5 best VR controllers in 2023. These controllers are a masterpiece of innovation and design, tailored to cater to diverse needs and aspirations. I will leave links in the description. You can check them for more information at the latest price. Starting our list with the Oculus Touch. Oculus Touch is a pair of tracked controllers that give you hand presence, the feeling that your virtual hands are actually your own. It takes interaction to the next level. Much of this is down to its versatility and well-rounded design. The Oculus Touch controller is solid and robust enough to handle any accidental impacts that invariably come about when owning a VR rig, but remains relatively lightweight and supremely comfortable in hand. It is unquestionably on the larger side due to the chunky tracking ring, but this is a worthy compromise for reliability. The layout is intuitive and intelligent. No accidental button presses, and there's enough spacing between the thumbstick, buttons, and trigger to make every gesture or button press feel distinct. We're also taken with the grip button, which adds a tactile element to the VR experience, only enhanced by the Touch's haptics motor. Tracking is accurate and responsive, precisely registering the player's movement in Steam VR and Oculus' own extensive library of games. Much like the Oculus Quest 2, the Oculus Touch controllers do wonders to deliver a premium VR experience at a reasonable price point. The Oculus Touch controllers each run on an AA battery which, while not as convenient as an integrated battery, offers a suitably long lifespan even under heavy use. Oculus is also kind enough to supply the first set of batteries. At number 2, it's the HTC Vive controller. Another strong contender in the VR controller space is the HTC Vive controller. The HTC Vive controller takes a different approach to the Touch, using a multifunction trackpad instead of a thumbstick button combo. The trackpad serves as a thumbstick, scroll wheel, and button, offering a smooth experience, whether that's gliding across the pad or providing satisfying tactical feedback with each press. Alongside the trackpad, the HTC Vive controller features a trigger and grip button. The layout melds beautifully to the hand, and it feels effortless to interact with objects and worlds in the large majority of VR games. The tracking is also a highlight, thanks to no less than 24 sensors mounted on the ring on the head of the controller. The HTC Vive controllers aren't light by any stretch of the imagination, which, depending on who you ask, provides a solid, weighted in-hand fit or a bulky feel that hampers movement. Personal preference comes into play here, of course. In our opinion, the added heft is an attribute, and the controller isn't too heavy as to cause fatigue even after long VR sessions. With Valve and HTC Vive working together in the past, the HTC Vive controller is particularly well suited to Steam VR games, making it a great alternative to the very expensive Valve Index Knuckles controller for PC gamers. At number 3, it's the PlayStation Move Twin Pack. When it comes to VR gaming on a console, there's one logical choice, and that's PlayStation VR. This also extends to controllers, with the PlayStation Move controller currently standing as the only real option for VR console gaming. Inspired and based on the original PlayStation 3 Move, the PlayStation Move controller might not be the most visually pleasing design out there, not least because of its conspicuous glowing sensor globe, but don't let this put you off. You'll find the familiar cross, square, triangle, and circle buttons found on the DualShock controller, and overall an intuitive interface that mixes well with the demands of VR. The controller is also fully compatible with every PlayStation VR game. Tracking accuracy is superb and delivers a highly immersive VR experience complemented by vibration feedback. The controller acts and feels like an extension of your own hand, allowing you to intuitively interact with a game's virtual environment. One of the few significant issues with the PlayStation Move controller is that it is designed to work solely with a PlayStation console. At number 4, it's the Samsung Gear VR controller. The Samsung Gear VR controller is one of the more interesting controllers in the market in that it is explicitly geared towards mobile users. With the Gear VR headset, Samsung has made a concerted effort to offer an easy and low-cost entry point into VR for Samsung smartphone owners. The phone acts as a display, often the most expensive component of a VR headset. Designed alongside Oculus, it has plenty of VR pedigree to boot. As to the Samsung Gear VR controller, simplicity is the operative word here, and it by no means reinvents what we've come to expect from VR controllers. Unusually, it's designed to be used as a single device rather than a pair, and has a no-frills functional design dominated by a large touchpad, complemented by 2 menu navigation buttons, volume keys, and a trigger. With a target market of mobile users, it's also lightweight and ergonomically designed for a comfortable in-hand feel. Tracking is decent and is particularly well suited to navigating the Android OS, browsing the web, viewing videos, and playing mobile VR titles. It may lack the responsiveness of pure VR controllers, but for jumping between everyday phone use and gaming, it's an elegant solution. At number 5, it's the SteelSeries Stratus Duo wireless gaming controller. If you're on the lookout for a VR controller that also happens to double as a gamepad, then the SteelSeries Stratus Duo may be just the ticket. Designed by the experienced folks at SteelSeries, the Stratus Duo sticks to the standard controller layout, most closely comparable to the DualShock 4 A, B, X, and Y buttons, dual thumbsticks, and a trusted pad, accompanied by 2 bumpers and 2 triggers. With 2.4 GHz wireless and Bluetooth connectivity, the SteelSeries Stratus Duo pairs just as easily with thousands of controller-enabled games on Steam as a decent range of VR headsets. The SteelSeries Stratus Duo works out of the box across the board. Throw in a durable build, smooth button presses with top-notch tactical feedback, precise analog sticks, and over 20 hours of battery life on a single charge. And the SteelSeries Stratus Duo stands as a convenient, all-in-one alternative to a gamepad and VR controller. Naturally, you don't get the same levels of immersion or freedom of movement as the other VR controllers above, but that's the price you pay for convenience. And with that, we come to the end of my review. Hopefully, this video has been helpful to you in your decision-making. Thanks for watching.